Hello, Faith Church. I'm Dave Nearpass, a pastor here. And with me, I have a good friend, Brandon Hallet. He's agreed to share some of his story today. Thanks for coming through, man.
You bet. You bet. Anything for you.
Oh, really? Okay. Note taken. I'm really excited because I know a small sliver of your story.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe it'll be a gift to the church. Can you share a little bit of some of your internal struggle that you had?
Yeah, sure. And still have, which is the internal struggle of fear and anxiety is something that I struggled with heavily.
How did your fear and anxiety that you were battling privately, how did that affect your life?
So it affected my life to where it was stopping me from doing things that I wanted to do. One of them being is my son's third birthday party, having the panic attack the day before, right, at a restaurant. It was just me and my wife and a couple other family members, and I had to exit the restaurant and then eventually call the ambulance to the house. Right after that was my son's actual birthday party with the family and the friends, and even Spider-Man was coming that day too.
Oh, you're kidding me.
So while Spider-Man was coming, I was literally upstairs in the closet having a panic attack. Other ones for me were church. Church was a really hard place for me to come to. So bad that I would be in the auditorium and all the music and all the people, all the commotion, it was just too much for me. And I knew if I had a panic attack inside a church, well, now everybody knows about my fear and my anxiety, right? But I would specifically have to stare at the back of the chair, at the chair in front of me with the cloth at the little square. And I would sit there and stare and stare and stare to help keep their mind off of it. So I would have to do that while my vision was blurring the whole time.
Wow.
So,
well, thanks for coming to church.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you're here, man.
Yeah.
So how long were you dealing with this anxiety, the fear, the panic attacks?
It was a good solid 5 years that I was going through all this. And then, just the panic attacks didn't happen right off the cuff. It was, anxiety here, anxiety there.
Who knew about it?
Nobody. It was just me and God. I would constantly pray to God of, hey, what is going on here? Why is this happening? Why are you doing this to me? Yes.
Why didn't you tell anyone?
It was the fear of telling somebody, fear of showing my weakness, fear of showing other people that I have a struggle. Learning throughout the process, everybody's fighting a fight.
So what eventually happened that got you to the point of sharing with someone else what was really going on?
What really was going on was, okay, this is serious. I need to tell somebody, and I need to open up. And what better person than your wife to open up to? So
that's a good idea.
So yeah, she said, Brandon, you need to surrender. You need to surrender this to God. And it was one of those, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll surrender when I'm ready. Right? But it got to that lowest point of where I was at, where it was completely just putting me away from life in general, the world, the society, stopping me from doing everything. And I said, okay, I think now's the time. Now's the time to listen to God, who is speaking to my wife, to speak to me, right? So not too long after she said that, I said, okay, with surrendering, when I was on my knees, telling God everything of, I can't handle this no more. I can't do it. I can't do it on my own. I tried to control it for way too long, and now's the time where I need to give up.
So you told your wife, you surrendered to God. What were some of the steps in that climb?
So the first step was surrendering to Christ, fully surrendering to Christ, wholeheartedly. Second step was me doing some extensive research, finding someone in the professional field that could help me. But I did a lot of research, found this local place, and it came to be a nice fancy word for what we know as a therapist, but a cognitive behavioral therapist coach. She helped me climb out of that hole, face my fears, face anything that I had a fear of. She made me do. She did quite a bit of helping me to get out of there, as far as even hyperventilating before going into meetings, because panic attacks, you're breathing heavily. So she made me hyperventilate going into meetings, driving, hyperventilating, you name it. Another very important thing that helped me was my prayer life and reading the Word, getting into the Word and studying it, not just reading it, and then connecting with other brothers in Christ. I opened up myself. I was very vulnerable at that time, and I knew that I needed other people in my life, other brothers of Christ. And so I started to go to men of faith, and that was even hard in itself for me to get there and go.
Sure.
All the what ifs, what if I pass out? What if these guys see me as weak? What if these guys notice that I have anxiety? How much less of a man will I be and be looked at?
What would you say to someone who's listening to your story today that has a very serious internal battle going on?
Reach out to somebody, tell somebody. You're not less of a person because you're struggling with a mental health issue.
Right.
We're designed differently. Every person, God designed us all differently and uniquely, and it's okay. It's okay that Brandon Hallet has anxiety.
So you were telling us that one of your fears was people at church finding out you have anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And you just told everyone you have fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
How did it go?
I think it went well. Did you?
Yeah. I thought it went great.
Now I've realized, especially the past 3 years, that I'm not the only one, and
Right.
People do truly need help, and they need that raw, authentic story. People need to connect with that other person that has had and walked in those shoes before. But thanks for having me, because I really pushed myself out there.
Brandon, I can't thank you enough for sharing your story, seriously.
You bet. Thank you.
It was great having you.
Thanks for having me.
See you at Faith Church.